Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Alex, and on this channel we explore ways to build a life we love, often by leveraging the power of the internet to create new streams of income. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that so many of you have asked about, affiliate marketing. If you're just starting out, the whole landscape can feel a bit overwhelming with everyone talking about conversion rates and click-throughs. But honestly, the foundation of it all, the one thing that truly matters, is something much more human. It's all about connection. Specifically, it's about finding the right people, your people, and connecting with them at the exact moment they need what you have to offer. It's less about hard selling and more about becoming a trusted guide. Imagine you're helping a friend find the perfect solution to a problem they've been struggling with. That's the essence of great affiliate marketing. It's not about shouting into the void, it's about starting a meaningful conversation with a specific audience that genuinely wants to hear from you. In this video, I want to break down the exact, actionable steps you can take to find and understand that audience. We're going to move past the vague advice and get into the nitty-gritty of how you can build a loyal following that trusts your recommendations. These aren't just theories. These are the practical strategies I've used to build my own affiliate income streams, and I'm genuinely excited to share them with you. So grab a notebook and let's get into it. Okay, so the very first step on this journey, and arguably the most crucial, is to understand your niche. A niche is simply your specialized corner of the market. Trying to appeal to everyone is a surefire way to appeal to no one. The magic happens when you narrow your focus. The best way to start is by looking inward. What are you genuinely passionate about? What topics could you talk about for hours without getting bored? It could be anything from sustainable living and minimalist home decor to high-performance gaming gear, or even specialty coffee brewing techniques. Your enthusiasm is infectious and will be the fuel that keeps you going when things get tough. Once you have a list of interests, let's layer on your expertise. You don't need to be the world's leading expert, but you should know more than the average person. Have you spent years learning photography? Have you mastered the art of baking sourdough bread? This expertise is what builds credibility and trust with your audience. People are looking for reliable sources, and your personal experience and knowledge make your recommendations feel authentic and valuable. Combine your passion with your expertise, and you have a powerful foundation for a niche that you'll actually enjoy building a business around. But passion and expertise are only two parts of the equation. We also need to validate that there's market demand. This is where we stop guessing and start using data. Tools like Google Trends are fantastic for this. You can type in your niche ideas and see if interest is growing, stable, or declining over time. Another goldmine is looking at Amazon bestsellers or other e-commerce platforms. What products are consistently popular in your potential niche? Are people actively spending money here? Finding that sweet spot where your passion, your expertise, and clear market demand intersect is the key to choosing a niche that's not just fun, but also profitable. Now that you've carved out your niche, it's time to get intimately familiar with the people who live there. We need to move beyond a vague idea of my audience and create what's known in marketing as an audience persona or customer avatar. This is a semi-fictional character who represents your ideal customer. Giving them a name, a face, and a story makes them real and helps you create content that speaks directly to them. We start with demographics, the basic quantifiable characteristics. How old are they? What is their gender? Where do they live? What's their occupation and income level? These demographic details are a good starting point, but the real magic comes from understanding their psychographics. This is where we dig into their inner world. What are their values, their beliefs, their attitudes? What are their biggest dreams and aspirations? What are their deepest fears and frustrations? For example, if your niche is productivity for students, your persona, let's call her ambitious Anna, might value academic success, fear failing her exams, and aspire to get into a top university. Understanding these motivations is what allows you to connect on an emotional level, making your content resonate far more deeply. Finally, we need to look at their behavioral insights. How do they behave online? Which social media platforms do they scroll through before bed? Are they avid blog readers or do they prefer watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts? What kind of language do they use? Do they search for how to study better or best time management apps for students? By understanding their habits and the specific words they use, you can meet them where they are and speak their language. Spending time creating one or two detailed personas will be your North Star for every piece of content you create from this point forward. With your niche defined and your ideal customer in mind, it's time to create the content that will attract them. Your goal here isn't to just sell products, it's to become the most helpful, valuable, and trusted resource in your niche. Think about your persona's problems. What are their biggest pain points and questions? Your content strategy should be laser focused on providing the answers and solutions they are desperately searching for. This is what we call problem-solving content, and it's the bedrock of a successful affiliate marketing strategy. People don't buy drills, they buy holes. Your content should focus on the hole, not just the drill. This valuable content can take many forms, and it's wise to diversify. You could write in-depth blog posts that compare the top 10 products in a category. You could create step-by-step YouTube tutorials showing how to use a specific piece of software. You could start a podcast where you interview experts in your field. The format you choose should align with where your audience spends their time, which we figured out in the last chapter. The key is quality over quantity. One incredibly helpful, comprehensive piece of content is worth more than 10 mediocre ones. Aim to create the best resource on that topic on the internet. Of course, creating amazing content is only half the battle. We need to make sure people can find it. This is where search engine optimization, or SEO, comes in. Start with keyword research using tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, or even free tools like Google Keyword Planner. Find the exact phrases your audience is typing into Google. Then you need to naturally weave these keywords into your content, in your titles, headings, and body text. Another huge part of SEO is building backlinks, which are links from other websites to yours. You can earn these naturally by creating great content that people want to share, or you can actively reach out to other bloggers or websites in your niche for collaborations or guest posting opportunities. So here's the thing. Your audience isn't just like waiting around on Google. They're actually gathered in communities all across the internet, chatting and discussing the topics you specialize in. Your job is to find these digital watering holes and become a valued member of the community. But let me be clear, this isn't about spamming your links everywhere. Honestly, that's the fastest way to get banned and totally ruin your reputation. Instead, your goal is to genuinely participate and add real value. Think about which social media platforms your ideal persona uses. Is Ambitious Anna hanging out in study groups on Facebook? Or maybe she's seeking advice on subreddits like r/getstudying? Or is your creative Chris persona sharing their work on Instagram or finding inspiration on Pinterest? Once you've figured out the right platforms, whether it's Facebook groups, Reddit communities, Discord servers, or even specific hashtags on Twitter and Instagram, your strategy is actually pretty simple. Listen and help. Pay attention to the questions people are asking. What are the common struggles and recurring themes you're seeing? Jump into discussions where you can offer genuine advice and share your expertise without asking for anything in return. Like, if someone is asking for the best note-taking app, just share your honest opinion on 3 different options and maybe detail the pros and cons of each. You're really playing the long game here, building a reputation as the helpful, knowledgeable person in that space. As you become a familiar and trusted face, you can start to build relationships with other creators and influencers in your niche. These are people who have already built the trust of the audience you want to reach. Engage with their content thoughtfully, share their posts, and of course, give them credit. Over time, you can reach out for potential collaborations like a guest post on their blog, maybe an interview on their podcast, or even a joint Instagram live session. This lets you tap into their established audience and borrow their credibility, which can seriously accelerate your own growth. Just remember, it's all about providing value first. While social media and SEO are fantastic for discovery, they're basically rented land. An algorithm change can tank your reach overnight. This is why building an email list is honestly non-negotiable. Your email list is an asset you own completely, a direct line of communication to your most engaged followers that no platform can take away. But how do you actually get people to sign up? You need to offer them something of immense value in exchange for their email address. This is called a lead magnet. It has to be an irresistible free resource that solves a specific problem for your persona. So think about what would be a quick win for your audience. For Ambitious Anna, a perfect lead magnet might be a printable exam revision planner or a top 10 university application checklist. For a photography niche, It could be a free Lightroom preset pack or a cheat sheet for camera settings. The lead magnet should be something they can consume or use immediately to get a tangible benefit. You can create these using simple tools like Canva for PDFs or checklists. Then, you promote this lead magnet on your website at the end of your blog posts and in your social media bios. Once people are on your list, the real work actually begins. Don't just bombard them with affiliate offers, you need to nurture that relationship. A great way to start is with an automated welcome sequence. This is a series of 3 to 5 emails that are automatically sent to new subscribers over a few days. The first email should deliver the lead magnet and introduce yourself. Subsequent emails can share your best content, tell your story, and provide even more value. As your list grows, you can start segmenting your audience based on their interests. This allows you to send highly targeted emails with affiliate recommendations that are genuinely relevant and helpful to each specific group, which honestly dramatically increases your conversion rates. Building an audience really requires trust, and one of the core components of trust is consistency. Showing up reliably time and time again signals to your audience that you're serious and dependable. Sporadic posting just tells them you're a hobbyist. To achieve this consistency, you absolutely need a content calendar. This doesn't have to be some complex piece of software. A simple Google Calendar or a spreadsheet will totally do the trick. Plan out your content ideas for at least a month in advance. Decide what blog posts you'll write, what videos you'll film, and what emails you'll send. This removes the daily pressure of what should I post today and lets you work ahead. Part of this planning involves understanding the optimal timing for your content. When is your audience most active and receptive? Most social media platforms and email marketing services provide analytics that show you the peak times and days when your audience engages with your content. For example, you might find that your Instagram posts get the most likes when posted on weekday evenings, or your emails have the highest open rates when sent on a Tuesday morning. Posting during these peak windows maximizes the initial visibility of your content, giving it the best possible chance to be seen and shared. However, timing is really secondary to the relentless rhythm of consistency. It's better to post consistently at a good enough time than to post sporadically at the perfect time. The algorithm, whether on YouTube or Instagram, favors creators who consistently produce content. More importantly, your human audience learns to anticipate your content. If they know you release a new video every Wednesday, they actually start to look forward to it. It becomes part of their routine. This consistent delivery of value is what transforms casual viewers into a loyal community and, eventually, into customers who trust your recommendations. The final and ongoing step in this process is to remember that finding your audience isn't a one-time task. It's a continuous loop of creation, analysis, and adjustment. You need to become a student of your own content and community. The data you collect is your feedback mechanism, telling you what's working and what's not. Dive into your analytics. On YouTube, look at your audience retention graphs. Where are people dropping off? Those are the boring parts you need to fix. On your blog, which articles get the most traffic and have the longest time on page? That's the content your audience loves. Create more like it. Numbers only tell part of the story. The qualitative feedback is just as, if not more, important. Read the comments on your videos and blog posts. What questions are people still asking? These are gold mines for future content ideas. If you have an email list, don't be afraid to send out a simple survey asking your subscribers what they're struggling with right now. You can use free tools like Google Forms for this. Pay attention to the language they use. It'll help you refine your messaging and your personas. This direct feedback is an incredible gift that helps you stay perfectly aligned with your audience's needs. Based on this combination of quantitative data and qualitative feedback, you can then refine and optimize your strategy. Maybe you discover that your audience prefers short, snappy videos over long, in-depth articles. Perhaps you learn that a specific type of product review converts incredibly well. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try a new content format. Test different headlines for your blog posts. Tweak your email subject lines. The key is to treat your affiliate marketing journey as a series of small experiments. Listen to the feedback, learn from the results, and make iterative adjustments. This cycle of analysis and optimization is what separates stagnant creators from those who achieve long-term, sustainable success. So there we have it, a complete step-by-step guide to finding, understanding, and connecting with your perfect audience for affiliate marketing. We've covered everything from finding your niche and creating personas to developing a content strategy and analyzing your results. It might seem like a lot, but just remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint. The most important thing you can do right now is to simply start. Don't wait for the perfect niche or the perfect content idea. Pick one thing from this video. Maybe it's brainstorming your interests or setting up a content calendar, and take action on it today. Ultimately, your success won't come from having the slickest website or knowing all the latest marketing hacks. It will come from the genuine connection you build with your audience. It's about empathy, about truly understanding their problems and guiding them towards solutions you believe in. When you focus on serving your audience first and foremost, the income becomes a natural byproduct of the value you create. That's the most sustainable and honestly the most fulfilling way to build any business online. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, it would mean the world to me if you hit that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more videos designed to help you build a more productive and intentional life. We're just getting started, and I've got so many more beginner-friendly marketing strategies to share with you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.